Sometimes we know the new amount after a percent increase or decrease, and we want to find the old amount. You can use a double number line, a table, or an equation to solve problems like that as well. So this problem says a storekeeper increased the price of hats by 5%. If the price of a hat after the increase is $33.60, what was the original price? I'm going to do this double number line a little bit with a couple shortcuts, because 105% is a lot of numbers to count by. So I know that 3360 is the amount after a 5% increase. So that means that I need to add 5% to 100. So my new percent is 105%. So if I want to hit 100% and 105%, I'm going to need to count by fives. I do not want to draw that many lines on my double number line. So I'm going to think about how many fives there are between 0 and 100. There are 20 of them. And then there's one more that gets me to 105. So that is 25. So I know that I need to take my 3360 and divide it by 25 if I'm using a double number line. And that gives me 1.344. So that means way down here at 5%. I would have 1.344, and that would be 5%. So to get to 100%, I'm going to take that 5% amount and I'm going to multiply it by 20, excuse me, because there are 25s in 100%. So I'm going to take 1.344 times 20, and that gives me $26.88. So without drawing all the little lines on there, I can see that my old amount was $26.88. If I'm going to do a table, I have an old and a new and a 100% as the old percent, because that is always the old percent, and my percent after the percent increase, my new percent would be 105%, because again I'm going to add that on. This time I'm going to put $33.60 in the new column, because that is the new price. So I'm going to divide from right to left across the top row, the row where I know both numbers. It does not matter which row, it just needs to be the row where you know both numbers. So 105 divided by 100 is 1.05. I am now going from right to left, which is the direction that I just divided. So now I need to divide by my constant of proportionality, 1.05, and that gives me $32, which means I did the double number line wrong. And if I'm going to solve this with a percent, I'm going to take my percent as a decimal, which would be 1.05, because if I take 105 divided by 100, I get 1.05, times my old amount, which I don't know. I'm going to use D for the old amount because O's look like zeros, and that will equal the new amount, $33.60. So again, I have a multiplication equation where I know one of the numbers and I don't know the other one, so I'm going to solve that by taking the answer divided by the number that I do know, which is the exact same division problem that I just did, which tells me that my new amount is $32. So to fix my double number line, because I like to make mistakes, up here when I did 3360 divided by 25, I should have only done 3360 divided by 21, because there are 25s between 0 and 100, and then one more 5 to make 105. And when you do that, you get 1.6 or $1.60. And then when I multiply that number by 20, I get 32, which is the correct answer. So there you go. I make mistakes too. So that is how we get $32 as the old amount using all three strategies.